Welcome back to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. We're in the second half of our episode. Our heroes have just looted the wine cellar and killed a bunch of devils that were hiding in barrels. I did not write that. I ran it voluntarily, but I did not write it. I just want that on record. All right, now that that's out of the way. Quick search. This is where, like, this actually goes underneath the villa. It's where the butler would come down to get supplies and food, and the chef would come down to get supplies and food. There's all sorts of dried meat, loaves of bread, enough to survive for a month, enough to feed the Vanthampurs and all the cultists for a month. Candles, oil flasks, incense, rat traps, 6 barrels of drinking water, 6 barrels of ale, and in the wine cellar, which is just over to the side, there are some bottles of wine that have actual value. So, who would like? Do you want any of the supplies I mentioned earlier?
Why don't we give those to the like the poorhouses?
Yeah, the people. Yeah, let them raid this storehouse. I just want to take a few bottles of wine. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take the nice wine. I mean,
there are 17 bottles of wine, of fine wine. 17 bottles of fine wine, and a bunch of more than 200 other bottles of wine down here. So if you just take the good stuff, add 17 bottles of fine wine. Otherwise, there's a ton more, but they're a silver each. The fine wine is worth 10 each gold.
Yeah.
Okay, someone just add 17 bottles of fine wine and note that it's for Joplins. That's a good idea.
Well, I mean, crap, like all the crap.
Oh, okay. Somebody add the entire contents of the Vanthampur wine cellar to Joplins.
Just because, I mean, now it's basically stock that we don't.
No, it makes sense.
You know?
It absolutely makes sense. Beyond that, truly all that awaits you is the vault.
And the cube.
The cube.
The cube.
Does the team have anything?
Let's go do the cube.
Vault.
I mean, the vault.
Yeah, the cube. Candlekeep is like 3 days away from here.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Can I deceptively give Falster one of the cheap bottles of wine and lie to him and tell him it's one of the good ones?
Oh, probably no. He's a rogue, dude.
Yeah.
You are welcome. You may certainly try. Do you want to roll a deception check?
I mean, I'm very deceptive, but I think my deception won't beat his insight, so no. I won't.
All right.
But I would have done it for the meme.
Do it for the memes. Do it for the vine.
I'll do it for the meme. Lol.
I will not tell you his modifier, but I will show the dice roll.
Does he have a -6?
No.
He'd be dead if he had a -6.
When he notices that when I notice that he noticed that I lied, I don't try to hide it. I'm like, that's all you're really worth anyway, for all the lies you're spreading about my leader, you know. Come along, yeah.
He was so good at picking up on it. He might not even react. He might even be like, "Oh, thank you for this glorious bounty."
Illustrious, magnificent one.
Go buy yourself something nice. Yeah.
Roll insight. Roll insight. To see if you pick up. See if you know that he knows that you know that he knows.
Nope.
Nope. You think you've pulled one over on him.
I am the best. No one can stand before me.
I am the chosen.
And as he takes the bottle and accepts it graciously, he looks over at Robert and Darius and does one of these behind Umbarto's back.
Darius flashes him the thieves can't like hand sign for just go with it.
Yeah, I can't do that one anymore. Was it this one with the worm?
Yeah. Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open the door and see all the people. In Thieves' Can't, that means that the big cheese gets his at low tide tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, the vault.
Yes.
You approach the vault. The key was found on Duke Thalamra Vanthampur herself. What is your desired party arrangement? And 2, what do you do?
Traps.
Why don't we send our esteemed trap finder up forward to go get the traps?
Of course, Fallister Fisk would be oh, you meant him. My apologies.
What? No, he's checking. No.
Baldur is our trap finder, not this dumbass Darius guy. I mean,
Seems clear.
Man, the imp just insulted me. I'm really talking about it right now.
no, it's okay, Darius. You're good at killing things and stabbing people and being sneaky.
All right, so I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that Fallister Fisk got a dirty 20 on his investigation check. The bad news is chat just gave him disadvantage for daring to disrespect the Chosen One.
The Chosen One?
So we got a 17 instead.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah, he thinks it's clear.
How many keys were there?
Multiple, but this is the only one that opens the vault.
I think that the chosen one should go ahead and now that it's been cleared, should open.
Of course, I will take the position of honor. I am the chosen one. So,
Is everyone else happy with where they are around it?
No.
Yeah, I should get further back, probably. I'm gonna actually cast healing on myself.
All right.
Sure
Yeah,
will.
that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
All right. 12 healing.
Nice.
Not bad. Life Cleric is good.
My cleric
Cleric
is
is
good.
Is everyone good to open the vault?
A modder saw life clerics and declared, "It is good."
Indeed. It will heal. All right.
It will heal.
Your cleric will heal. All right, Umbarto, do you open the vault?
I opened the vault.
I'm gonna wait until Matt's camera's back on because right now it looks like you've swapped places with him because that's.
Oh no, I'm Darius.
I'm
Darius.
sorry. I
Oh, no.
was laughing a lot.
All good. All good.
I was gonna make Darius like I don't know, make out with slobber chops or something, but we opened the vault.
You're a weird warlock.
All right.
Although slobber chops is pretty cool though.
Yeah. Like. Wow.
It is dark in this room. Do you have a light source in Barto?
I don't have
Actually,
a light cantrip,
it
but I
does-
will light a torch.
All right. It also doesn't make sense for this room to be dark, so.
Let there be light.
I do not have 110 torches. I have 10 torches there.
You can only kind of see from where you are.
All right, I'm gonna step into the room.
Okay.
What the?
Hey,
This
how's it
room
going?
contains 4 wooden tables with 2 small wooden coffers atop each one. Standing by the opposite wall is an old man in plain garments carrying a lit candlestick. As he turns to face the door, you see that his shadow on the far wall does not match his form, but appears to be the shadow of a pudgy, horned fiend with small wings. This
wow.
man is Thavius Krieg.
I see the shadow and I say, "Reveal yourself, interloper." And Reya comes in.
Okay. Go ahead and move Reya in. Are the rest of you doing anything? Sorry, I messed with her.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm moving in. I hear him talk about an interloper, and when we are able to see what's going on here, I see that it's Davius Krieg, and I'm gonna pop on this side of the door so I'm not exposed to it. I draw my daggers, and seeing the shadow on the wall, I do not trust this, and I am literally waiting for everyone to make a move here.
Yeah, I demand he reveal himself for what he actually is, because clearly that's not Krieg. Krieg wouldn't be in here. And I demand that he reveal himself.
I'd like to hide, mate, if that's cool, behind this door.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check. Robert, what are you doing? I'm letting everyone do one thing before we proceed with the scene.
I was pretty far back when they opened the door, so I would not be too involved with this setup of the scene.
Okay. You can advance to a closer position and leave it there if you'd like.
Yep, sounds good.
Umbarto?
I feel like Roseanne would move up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
Just kind of, maybe there's a lot of coffers. There's a big guy here with a crazy shadow. Just for the sake of me not doing what Crozan might not do, let me just have him just quickly, if you don't mind, mate, roll a perception to see if he notices. Nah, he sees a bunch of coffers. He says an old man, an old pudgy man, and doesn't look like he's much of a threat. Crozan kind of eyes him and then goes over to the coffers and starts poking around.
Umbarto, thank the three, my salvation at last.
I ignite the fire on my hands, and I say, "Don't come a step closer. Whoever you aren't Krieg. Reveal your true nature, or I will destroy you."
All right, Reya looks at you like you have two heads.
I point to, I tell her, "The shadow. Don't you see the shadow?"
No, the shadow of the curse, those awful Vanthampurs. The evil they've perpetrated our fair city. No!
I say, "Robert, I need you."
Okay.
This looks fishy to me. To me, this looks like something pretending to be him. Can I do insight to see if I can see anything?
Roll
fishy going on?
insight. Roll insight. Okay. You believe this is your master who taught you in the celestial arts. This is Davius Krieg. You recognize him. You recognize just the little, hand motions, tiny things that you would have learned from spending years studying under this man. You also think he's lying.
Umbarto's gonna have a moment here. Just kind of, he's frozen, unable to decide what to do next, and he's still trying to believe that this is someone else. So he wants Robert to come in and prove him wrong, or prove him right, and prove that this can't possibly be Krieg. There's no way. So he's gonna call for Robert. Please, tell me this is a lie. And I'm not gonna let him come any closer. I'm gonna, to Krieg, I'm gonna say, "Stay where you are. Don't take another step." Yeah. Okay.
Umbarto, it's me. I dragged you from the streets of this wretched city when you were but a young child. We spent years together. Don't you remember? What do the rest of you do?
What's in that first coffer that Crozan's poking around in?
Crozan's just immediately opening boxes.
Taking people's shit.
It's unlocked. It has 30 electrum ingots in it.
Ooh.
Damn,
He goes, "Whew, wow, okay, that's a lot of useless stuff in this box. Let's move on."
All right, what is Darius? We know what Crozan's doing. What is Darius doing?
Darius is listening in to the conversation that Umbarto is having with Avius. He's kind of trying to every now and then peek over to kind of get a sense of the scene. He sees that, again, he doesn't know Krieg, but Darius knows liars. He knows politicians. He knows people who try to wheel and deal and take advantage of others. And I think the scene that's playing out before him, while not familiar, he's making sense. The gears are slowly turning, And he already was very untrusting of Krieg and his interactions with the Vanthampurs, and kind of felt that Umbarto was being duped in the first place. And this is only kind of confirming that. He's just waiting to see if Reya or Umbarto make a move, and he's itching to follow up and remove what is possibly a devil worshiper from their sight.
Reya is awestruck by the presence of the High Overseer and is not taking well to anybody who's mistreating him or being, suspicious of him.
Mate, Darius is gonna. He sees Phalastor, and I'm gonna throw. Hopefully, he understands the thieves' cant I was doing earlier, and I'm gonna throw like a. Do you know anything about this guy? He was down here exploring. He knew about a lot of these places.
Phalastor didn't know he was down here, but his master, Silvira, thinks that Fabius made a contract with the devils, and the contract is in the puzzle box. And it's highly suspicious that he was working here with the Vanthampurs, who are devil worshippers, and that he happened to be outside of the city when El Turel fell, and also he happened to be outside of the city when the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate was there.
And he's locked in a throne area here with the shield. Look, there's the shield right there. Isn't that the freaking shield?
It's supposed to be, but it isn't actually. It's a clear place where a shield would hang on the wall.
Okay, because I was like, wait a minute, is that the shield of the unknown soldier?
Also, there's a bunch of paperwork and documents and lore about the shield of the Hidden Lord that he's been studying.
Yeah.
Robert, what do you do?
What would holy incense have any effect upon a devil?
As part of a spell or a purification ritual, it would. The touch of your mace it harms devils on touch. Holy water would also harm a devil. Silver would harm a devil.
Bonk him with horny jail.
Okay.
I Heaven's Fall.
Walk forward. Walk into the room if I could. There we go.
You see again this man. The shadow on the back of the wall is a pudgy horned demon with small wings.
I tap Crozan on the shoulder. As he turns around, I hand him Heaven's Fall. Tell him the Lord's work, and then cast Sacred Flame.
Oh shit, we're going.
You cast Sacred Flame on Fabius Krieg?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The shadow was all Robert needed.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Holy shit.
Guys. Shit's going down. Mate, can we get some cool music? Some cool
Oh yeah, give me 1 sec. I'll whip that up for you. There's not the
I think Reya's gonna attack Robert.
Well, we'll see what happens when the reveal occurs.
I have to refresh Roll20. Give me a sec. I pressed a bad button.
Dude, I hate when that happens and you can never recover from the bad button presses.
The bad button in this case is because I have Roll20 open in 2 different tabs. Because one is my secret DM screen and the other one is, what everyone can see. So when I mess up one, it tends to mess up the other.
Yeah.
And it is taking a moment to load here. I don't mind telling you. All right, it's loaded.
Oh, I'm going to have Crozan roll for his initiative. That's a good idea. Crozan. Click on Crozan. Click on Crozan and initiative. Ouch.
Wow.
Crozan. Wow.
Okay,
good.
All right. We're going to start with Robert. Because Robert just cast Sacred Flame. Actually, the way that it works is when you go, everybody sees you going and everyone immediately, that's why you roll for initiative. It's like when you say you shoot someone, you go for your gun and action commences. Darius, what do you do?
So I was hiding here. Let me put the little stealth icon, I guess. I would like to pop out and throw a dagger. However, I'm looking from this doorway here, from where he is. If I have to step into the doorway, is he distracted enough to where I could get my sneak off, or am I going to lose that?
No, you still get your stealth attack because you're like, you spring from stealth and John Woo the dagger across the floor.
Okay, cool. Then I'll step out here and then John Woo my dagger. So, yep, that's all I needed to hear. As soon as I hear Robert going like, do your nasty work and then begin to prep his spell, I jump into action and I'm going to use my last trick throw because my last one didn't go off. And I'm going to hit him with a throwing knife. This is going to be, let me see, he is, now I know that he was a warlock teacher, or at least he taught him the ways of faith. So let's see here, just start things off. Disorient the target. Nah, this tried and true, lingering wound, let's do it. Yep, just going to hit him with a lingering wound.
Okay.
And throwing knife. Please work, please work. Please work. 7.
Flunk! Ah!
Yeah.
And it's a lingering wound, right?
So he'll make a save on his turn.
He is bloodied.
Okay. Well,
it is.
That was. What? I'm not done yet.
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
And then I'm going. This is like a big table, right?
Yeah, with 2 coffers on it.
Cool. I'm gonna move over here and I'm gonna duck behind this table.
As you pass, Reya attacks you.
Yeah, actually. She yells out no and is going to use her reaction to make an attack of opportunity. 100% correct. Roll it.
That hits. I use my reaction to take half damage.
All right. Mark that your reaction is down. You take 4 points of damage.
I do not attack you.
When she strikes, Darius like turns back and just spits at her. You fool! He's obviously possessed. Look at the shadow. And he'll duck down and hide behind the table.
All right, roll stealth.
And after which, the White Hawk of Champar is going to fly in and staying the hell out of Reya's reach.
She's already used her attack.
That's true. Yeah, but he's still staying the hell away from her. He's gonna go ahead and fly over here in this corner and take a shot at Thavius.
And it's an automatic hit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill my dude.
Because he is a Hawk of Mercy, he's going to try to strike to like bind his hands. He's not actually going to grapple him, but he's going to try and deal like a non-lethal. He's not trying to kill him, like tearing his eyes out.
You can fight where it's like if you bring him to 0, he's automatically stabilized, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so 5 more health because it's an auto hit. Also, an 11 would have hit. He's not wearing any armor.
Thanks. And that's it for Darius.
Okay, now it is Crozan's turn. Crozan was given a stick and instructions. Now,
Crozan just trying to go press it against the guy's like forehead, like we were testing before.
He can. Note, Crozan is not attuned to the weapon.
But it still is a weapon that hates fiends, so I'm assuming
yes.
You can probably press it against it and see if it reacts.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Crozan would move up.
Actually, the weapon does not require attunement. Never mind.
Oh, okay, cool. So he's gonna move up, and I think it's within Crozan's ability to where he wouldn't just start like going ham on this guy. He would make sure first. I think he takes the hammer and presses it against the forehead to see if. So like one of his 2 actions is used to like make sure he's a devil or a demon.
Okay, so upon impact, Thavius goes, "Ah! Ah!" And it smolders, but it doesn't inflict any hit point damage.
Okay, Crozan turns back. He reacted to the hammer, and then he turns back, not even looking, rages, and brings it down on his head.
Okay. All right. Heaven's Fall does not have an extra plus to it, so just roll a melee weapon attack.
Okay, I'm gonna just roll this Warhammer, but it'll use the. Can Robert roll too to just see what Heaven's Fall would do?
Yes, but it's not gonna do any extra damage. So.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
But it does extra damage against fiends. So like that
Correct.
part is
No, it's not going to do the extra damage against him. He's not a fiend.
Oh.
It reacted to him, but it didn't deal damage to him.
Oh, I see. I thought you were saying because it wasn't an attack, it didn't deal damage. Okay, I see what you're saying.
We're in a weird middle ground here.
I kind of feel like he reacted poorly to the hammer, so he gets the bomb.
I feel like this is still what Crozan would do.
Yeah. And so he's gonna bring the pain, and Warhammer go. 17. That I'm assuming hits.
Yep, that's a bonk.
I know it deals technically one less damage because it's a D6 and not a D8. So I guess
but a one, you rolled a 1 on the damage. You rolled a 1 on the damage. So
there we go.
What does Slobber Chops do?
I feel like he hates the Vanthampers. This guy was working with the Vanthampers. This guy gets the glorious Slobber Chops. Slobber Chops runs up and drops him, or he's gonna try to go between his legs.
Okay, he's gonna use underfoot.
Yeah, he's gonna use underfoot.
Thavius Krieg makes a dexterity saving throw and fails and plops awkwardly, falling prone.
Now that he's on the ground, Slobber Chops is just gonna hit him.
All right, roll it. If
do you think Slobber Chops would try to kill him, or do you think he would just try to drop him?
Slobber Chops would probably attack lethally, but it would be on bleed out.
Okay, cool. He's gonna do what you just said.
Oh my god.
Thavius Krieg is on bleed out. Umbarto, what do you do?
I was going to collapse and just be completely overcome and unable to do anything, but now that he's bleeding out, I will move forward and I will cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Oh, actually, let me make sure I have a spell. I have 1 spell left. Okay. Actually, no.
Crozan looked at him and goes, wait, he burned though.
We need to talk to him. Like we need to know what's happening here. So instead of Cure Wounds, I'll do Healing Light.
Okay.
And I'll spend 1 dice just to stabilize him and get him back to like 1 hit point.
Okay, Umbarto, as you hold out your hand over him and the holy radiance flows forth, there's a crack as if of thunder, and a red flashing eminence radiates from your hands, and the light that you pass over Thavius Krieg turns dark, a cloud of blackness laced with red lightning.
Is he healed?
No. He dies.
What?
I can't cast Spare the Dying?
No. His soul is ripped from his body and dragged into the 9 hells. His last muttered words are, "You can't fight her, none of you can fight her. The Duchess of Avernus always gets what she wants."
I waste another dice of Healing Light. Like I am just overcome, just trying to bring him back, completely in disbelief, completely out of it. Like Umbarto is gone right now. There's not much left of him mentally. Screaming, crying, trying to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's more cinematic now, can Darius rush up and like pull Umbarto away? I know you're going to use your Healing Light, but I'm going to try to move him away from Krieg and kind of not shield him necessarily, but kind of like, Umbarto, he's gone. He made a pact with the devil. His soul is no more. You cannot bring the body back. We'll process this. We'll talk it over. We'll figure it out. But right now, we have to get to Candlekeep.
I call out to Reya and I say, "Secure the Overseer's body from these infidels."
Reya looks at you, who was just channeling some sort of dark magic, and then looks at the Overseer, who just yelled about the Duchess of Avernus getting what...
Yeah.
And she holds out her sword and does nothing.
Darius stands up. Go ahead.
No, I mean, yeah, Umbarto's losing it. He's completely dissolving.
Darius puts away his weapons. He stands up and moves past Umbarto and moves slowly towards Reya, holding his hands out in front of him. Reya, this is a terrible thing. I know that you are extremely shocked right now. This was the Lord of your order. You're the last of a long line of people who are meant to stop these kind of things. But right now, we are gathering evidence, and the highest echelons of both of our cities have been corrupted by these devils. We have to stay together. We cannot fracture, and we cannot fight amongst ourselves. And at that, he kind of glances down at the scratch she was able to get on him as he passed by her, kind of hinting at like, hey, let's not fight each other here. We'll get to the bottom of this. We need to head to Candlekeep. We need to speak with the lady who can get us the information we need. And we need to get down to Elturel to save your people. We're going to have to go to hell itself, and we need all the allies we can get. So please, control yourself, and let's move forward intelligently.
Roll persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. 13.
All right.
You fart like
No, that normally wouldn't have cut it, but you had a good speech, so she'll hesitantly go along with it for now, still trying to, looking in horror between the Chosen One and the High Overseer.
Umbarto was right, though. He looks to Crozan, who's still kind of like holding the magical hammer and frothing, like kind of starting to come down from his rage now that things are settling down. We really should take the body. We need to bring it with us. I'm assuming it has something to do with that iron cube. We have to get out of this city, and we have to get... What was the name of the woman in Candlekeep again?
Silvera.
Silvera. We have to meet with Silvera. There's things that are in motion that are beyond our control, and we have to get a handle on it.
All right. Party, you have the room, you have the corpse of Thavius Krieg, you have the place where the shield should be if they've successfully retrieved it, which they haven't. Which is included in this art asset regardless. And you have a bunch of treasure.
Yeah, I think we loot the room, get the hell out of here, get back to either the High City or Joplin's, and plan our next move. I think it's recover that shield and then get to Candlekeep.
Let's handle the treasure, and then we can decide what your next move is, team. None of the treasure is trapped.
Oh, good.
And chat decided to chip in and give you a little bit of something nice as well.
Woo! More Electrum.
Yay. More Electrum. Who's tracking all this?
I got the thing open, so I'll write it all down.
All right, so you had the 30 Electrum ingots.
Okay.
Another 30 Electrum ingots. Thank you, chat.
Another 30? Mm-hmm.
Yep. Three of the coffers each contain 100 gold pieces. So 300 GP.
Okay.
2 pieces of a broken ceremonial dagger.
Ooh.
It has a curved ivory blade with draconic runes.
Ooh.
And a bone hilt wrapped in leather strips and studded with gemstones.
Wow. Okay, with a bone hilt wrapped in leather strips and covered in gemstones?
Mm-hmm.
What part of it? You said 2 pieces. We have the handle and part of the blade, or what are we looking at here?
Yeah, the hilt. It snapped right at the the tang.
The tang.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question. Can I try to attune to this thing?
No, you cannot.
No, damn it. Okay, just checking. I need to research and look into this thing.
This is the sort of thing where if it wasn't for magic, it'd be impossible to repair it because the blade is literally made out of ivory. You can't, you can't spot weld ivory.
And there's no other. It's all I have. Is it literally two broken pieces and like they could be joined? Oh, okay. So the whole thing is there. It's just broken.
Yeah, the whole dagger, but broken.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. I need to look into that.
You find 2 of the coffers, each contain 100 platinum.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Where is the guy? What's his name?
Ballister Fist, get your service. Oh my god, that's the High Overseer, and he's dead.
As soon as
he was a devil,
Umbarto kind of cools off a little bit, he looks up and sees Ballister, and anyone can stop him, but he's about to go be very mean to Ballister.
Yes, I will stop you.
Like
After my cooldown speech, yes.
Stands up and he starts walking towards Ballister, and he's just like his eyes start sizzling a little bit, and he's like, and then you can stop him, or you can let him do what he's about to do.
Easy, friend.
I put a hand in front of Umbarto and say, Ballister, you might want to check in with us later.
I say we need to know what he knew. He knew something that, like I didn't believe it. I still don't believe it, but I need to know everything he knew. And I will have that knowledge, even if it costs his last breath.
That won't be necessary at all. Meanwhile,
turning up full warlock glow, like the whole freaking thing.
Smoke and glow, baby.
Yeah, and Barto is like, he's snapped.
Roll an intimidate check. Also, the last coffer contained 20 azurite gemstones.
Ooh. That was 6. Isn't there 2 more?
There were 8. But there were some duplicates.
So 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well, because you said 3, 2, and then 1.
Yeah, so some of them had like multiple of them. When you had 300 gold, it was 100 gold in 3 chests, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay,
Robert, what were you saying?
I'd take a step between them, just make sure things don't get too crazy.
All right, Ballister talks very quickly, which is something he's good at doing. Right, so work for Sylvia Savikas. She's an expert on the Nine Hells. She's operating out of Candlekeep. Thavius Krieg arrived. I heard rumors that the Vanthampers were sheltering him. I tried to figure out why he was down here, and I was caught. Silvira, my master, is convinced that Thavius struck a bargain with an archdevil and kept the contract in the puzzle box. I don't know the details of that, though. Given the fact that his city was recently dragged into hell, I would assume it's connected.
Who could have forced him into that kind of deal?
Nobody can truly force you to take a contract with the devil. I mean, they can say, do it or I'll torture you until you die. That sort of thing can happen.
Craig wouldn't have done this. What would he possibly... I'm sure it was for the good of Elturel in some capacity, and something went wrong. What happened? Like, how could this have gone wrong?
Darius slapped you in the face. Darius slaps Umbarto right in the face. Hard. Umbarto. He was a bad man. Whatever designs he had for Elturel were not good. Whatever he did for you, you were a pawn. He was probably using you as part of a plan to make all this happen. This was not a good person.
Time to be slapping Umbarto.
But he's warlocking up.
Yeah, he's super pissed. I think
You lose your concentration.
So he'll.
This is not a damage slap. This is a wake up and smell the warlock coffee slap.
The guy was ready to go kill Ballister, like, just to get what he needed to know. So he's pretty pissed, but I don't think he would attack Darius. He's definitely mad, and he'll like push you back and say, like,
that's fine. Yeah.
We don't know any of that. This is clearly a lie. This is a deception. He was coerced. He was controlled. That's not the man I grew up with.
Umbarto, were you trying to kill him? Were you trying to kill him?
I don't know what happened.
You were trying to use healing light to save his life, even though we could plainly tell he was influenced by demonic energies or fiendish energies. And your healing light that you've saved our lives with on any number of occasions, it burnt him to a crisp.
I have no idea what happened there.
You do. You're lying to yourself.
Right now, Umbarto was kind of blocking that out. He didn't remember that. In his mind, he used the proper healing light. And as you're saying that, he kind of like, what? What? And then I turned to Robert. Robert, what did you see? What happened? Like, what? How could that have happened?
I explained it to him. Religion. Oh, jeez.
Holy crap!
Well, you see, when negative energy meets positive energy,
Hate each other very much. People die.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You have not rolled a religion check tonight that wasn't a natural 20.
You were called for the seminary, not for the front lines, apparently. Jeez. Okay, I'll give you this one for free because natural 20. And Reya would actually realize this as well, thanks to your amazing religion check. Reya saw Elturel get dragged into hell. The companion, the second sun that floats over it, bathing it in holy light, preventing the undead from getting anywhere near it. Its light turned dark, it turned black, and it crackled with red lightning. That is exactly what happened to your power.
It was corrupted.
My power?
That's
Well, the
exactly. It
sun
looked like the
was
exact same energy. Robert, you have reason to believe that Umbarto's warlock power stems from the companion.
Ooh, the sun.
Oh.
The sun
Sorry.
that was tainted.
I don't know what the companion is.
Right, so no worries. Elturel, the holy city, right? Highly religious. About 50 or so years ago, it was taken over by vampires. A powerful vampire lord. Years and years before, it was invaded by hell, but then, it was saved. But within living memory, it was invaded by vampires, and this powerful vampire ruled over it. And it was Thavius Krieg who saved the city by praying to the gods, and they granted the city the companion, which is this floating sun, like a small sun that covers the city in radiance. It prevents undead and fiends from getting anywhere near the city. Like, its light just incinerates and burns them.
Wow.
And it's
Did he kill
made...
the vampires that were there?
Yeah, it killed all the vampires.
Wow.
So it's basically like a celestial entity.
Or object of some sort. Its true nature is not exactly known.
But it was
Is my
tainted.
warlock ability looking normal to me?
Yes, it's looking normal at the moment.
I'm like I was all smoke and glow except for a little bit, and I like when I hear them say that I was linked to the companion and the companion took everything down to hell, I turn off my glow instantly, and just shut it all down. Like I'm like, now I think I'm cursed and evil and there's something wrong with me. So Umbarto is having a second crisis.
Crozan moves up next to Umbarto, puts a hand on his shoulder, and holds up the hammer and go, he did smoke when he got touched by it.
That's the curse that was, or the imposter, or the coercion that they were using on him. It couldn't have been him.
Crozan
Savior-
shrugs, and he hands the hammer back to Robert.
Robert sadly takes the hammer. He feels bad about how he did it, but he's not that sad that he did it.
Yep. Fallister coughs slightly and says, if there's any proof to be had, it's inside, and he points at the iron cube. If there's a contract, that will have the record of it. If not, maybe it'll clear his name.
Clear his name, and Barton like, there we go, chosen one. That's my quest, to clear his name. That's what I was called to do. So yeah, okay, I'm back. I'm here. He's kind of waking up from his moment.
Darius sighs, but lets it go. Regardless of the innocence of Thavius Krieg.
Next steps are clear.
Will give us the answer. Exactly, Umberto. We need to keep working together. I know things are a bit strained, but we'll get to the bottom of this. We'll figure things out. We will save.
I'll talk Reya down. Yeah. I kind of explained okay, so I mean, she heard the whole conversation, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
like lean into the clearing her name. Like, we are the only ones who know his true nature. Like, we have to stand up for who he really was, and clear out all this muck and figure out the truth.
Reya quietly reminds you that her city, your city, is being dragged bit by bit deeper and deeper into hell.
And whatever caused him to go evil or corrupted him is what brought them to hell. So we could two birds with one stone. Let's do it.
All right.
It's also my name here. So like if he's bad, then that means I'm bad. I can't handle that.
Yeah, she's down, but like literally at this point, given that her celebrity spiritual leader is in question, she's just refocusing on we have to save El Turel. What would the party like to do?
Kind of altruism. He's more about his own missions.
Oh yeah, 100%. What would the party like to do?
Correct.
All the shit, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think we should reestablish ourselves. We're going to need to, at some point, talk to Captain Saj. Sooner than later is probably a good idea, considering we've literally rallied a mob to come take out the Vanthampurs. There's going to be some intense ramifications of this. We either need to just bounce and get out of here as soon as possible and just leave it to what it is. That sounds like a terrible idea, especially considering Darius has plans to move his way up the ranks and eventually lead this city. He wants to do his father proud. He's hoping to rescue him and either put his father back on the Grand Duke seat of the council or take it up for him. Regardless, he would like to kind of get your guys' help in settling things here in Baldur's Gates. And after we've rested and situated ourselves with our wealth and our items, I think we should find the shields and then go meet with Lady Silvira at Candlekeep with Alistair.
I agree. I have one request. Thavius Krieg and what happened in this vault stays in this vault. We do not tell Zaj, we do not tell anyone else that Krieg was found here until we know the whole truth.
I understand your hesitance in sharing this, and I think we need to be delicate about this because the higher-ups here in Baldur's Gate know that Thavius Krieg was staying with the Vanthampurs, and whether it was from coercion...
Do they do? Just I don't recall.
Rumors are out there.
Let them be rumors.
I mean,
and again,
we don't
maybe go a middle ground and say that we found his body, which is true.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So at least everyone knows he's dead. There's no question of that.
Because if we say he wasn't here, and then later on it's important to share that he's dead, where'd you find him? Somewhere. Like, right. I think lying is a terrible idea, but I think not being fully with the truth at this point, I think this is better. I think that's the best deal we can give you, Umberto.
Yeah.
And we keep it adamant.
Not to Zaj. I don't think Zaj, because he's already after the Hellriders, and Rey as the Hellrider, we have to worry about her safety, right? Because
well, yeah, we're not going to say anything about that, of course.
It's the glory of Eldrel that's at stake here.
Here's what I'm thinking. We say that we found we can spirit away Krieg's body. I say that we found Krieg dead and he dissolved into goop. We don't have to,
we found a body that looked like Krieg.
Well, why don't we say we have the body? Like, we have the body. Is there any devil signs on the body?
Nope. It's clearly taken some magical damage, but the shadow is normal now.
My only hesitance for giving, because I think if we tell them we have the body, they're going to want the body. And I think we need to bring it with us to Candlekeep because there might be something connected to this. Yeah, I feel like don't lie, but don't turn over our asset.
I agree, but I also...
Then why don't we say that? We have the body, we're taking it for examination up in Candlekeep, which is the local knowledge area anyways. Yep. So all truth and helpful.
I love it. That sounds like the better way to go about this.
And no indication of his assumed treachery or his connection with the Vanthampurs.
We don't have to say anything. We don't have to say anything.
He was found dead in this place, so in fact, it makes him look good.
Right,
truthful.
that he was killed here, yes. Okay, right. I can accept that.
We can either reveal if he was bad and Umberto can come to terms with it, we can reveal it and go from there, or we can, just keep it on the down low depending on what happens.
Yeah, if it's true that he was evil, I will personally burn his corpse.
Okay.
Disrespectfully, not respectfully, right?
Yeah. Like I will dismember and burn his corpse. Each part separated from the other to prevent his spirit from rejoining itself in the afterworld and all that stuff. But I just don't believe it. So I won't.
Thankfully, his spirit was dragged down to hell, so that's not going anywhere else.
Umbarto doesn't believe that either.
We live in a world where he's like, my spirit is being dragged to hell, and you guys are stupid, and we'll get you. No,
it's not.
absolutely not.
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
Uno reverse card. No.
So then I think we should have a discussion with Zaj and probably the leader of the watch to kind of resolve things up here, and then head back to Joplin's with all of our gotten gains. Get ready for the next day.
Can we do some donation out of some of this? I know we're donating all the food. Can we donate some of the money? Because we just got an ass load of money, right?
I mean, we got a lot of Electrum. I think that can that can do the
no one wants Electrum, damn
it. Who's leading the city at this point? Now that we've
So there was 4
the other dukes
on the main council. The Grand Duke is gone. Now the next in line to possibly be Grand Duke is now gone. There are 2 more dukes, and then now a lot of people who are going to be chomping at the bit to get on the council.
The remaining dukes are Duke Bellin Stelmane, who recently suffered a seizure that has left her with a partially paralyzed face and slowed speech, and has withdrawn. She's still barely participating in politics, but like she's almost a non-factor. The only surviving duke is Duke Dillard Portier.
He's kind of a coward,
which might make him a good ruler at this point, so we can later depose him or whatever needs to get done.
Yeah.
I believe,
just intimidate him into doing what we want him to do.
Well, here's the thing: he's got no spine, but his niece is a really impressive military commander who's currently in Schultz, and he sent for her to come back here and help stabilize what's going on.
Good. We're gonna need that.
We should probably inform them. I mean, leaving a power vacuum, I would think would be worse than.
Yes.
We should inform them at least that the Vanthampurs are dead and we have to go. But at least there's that.
Yeah, and then definitely like they were involved. I mean, right now, Baldur's Mouth has been releasing all the stuff on them, so we've already paved the way for showing how bad these people were. So the power transfer hopefully shouldn't be avenge the Vanthampurs, and it'll be more like let's completely forget about they ever existed and let's just replace them.
Right.
Agreed.
All right.
So when you emerge from the dungeon upstairs, like the manor is burning and parts of it have collapsed. There's a huge crowd gathered around. The Watch and the Flaming Fist have established a cordon, a perimeter around it. They're starting to like clear people out, but the looting is pretty much entire. Yes.
I'm assuming that halfling that works for Baldur's Mouth is probably here, or somebody from Baldur's Mouth is trying to get the scoop, right?
Absolutely.
Darius is trying to set up a scene to where all of us, the heroes, are coming up and bringing all of the foodstuffs and a bunch of iron ingots, and are just like setting up a little area where we're just passing out all of the food and having them do a story about how the hero, how Darius Ravengard, and his heroic fellowship, stormed the manor, worked with the local authorities in order to make sure that we peacefully can cordon the area, and are now basically sharing the ill-gotten goods of these devil worshippers who've been stealing from the city back to the people, and are basically just making not only the Ravengard line, but the heroes that work with them, basically making ourselves look really good in front of the people. Like having people,
a PR moment.
We're going to handle this PR moment as a skill challenge.
Oh, goody.
So, Matt, what would you like to do to contribute to this skill challenge?
So first of all, you guys, we agree. We're giving the 60 electrum ingots to the people, as well as all of the ale and food.
Basic food.
Now, are you just passing the electrum out, or are you going to like donate it to a specific organization, or what?
How much do we have? We have 60?
60 electrum ingots, yeah.
Let's donate 10 and let's hand out 10 ingots and donate the rest to one of our charities in the town that we work with.
I feel like, yeah, Darius, but he's done a lot of like good work in the past. He probably would have an idea of who would be best to get this money to make sure that it helps the people.
Well, there's always the shrine of Ilmater. There's always Brother Hodges.
That was the one I had in mind. Yeah, that's the one I had in mind. But we can hand out 10 right now for a PR moment.
I think maybe like passing off like just Ignits to random people, not as good. Maybe let's donate 10 to the local authorities, like the red the Flaming Fist as like a
aid.
Yeah. And then the other 50 goes to, we'll just keep that privately and send that to the or not privately, but make sure that we're donating a large sum of it to the local church to help out with the lower city, that kind of a thing. Yeah.
Okay, just take notes on what you're doing with these things if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one success for the food that you're passing out automatically. Robert, were you saying something?
No, I just was going to agree with what they're saying, but also I'd like to go do medicine checks to heal anyone who helped with the attack as well.
All right, roll medicine.
Or make a religion check.
There's a lot to do and it's poorly organized, so you're doing good, but it's getting lost amid the crowd.
Okay. All right, I'm going to hop on top of a soapbox and literally do a town crier style depiction of the horrors underneath the mansion. Describe it in vivid and gruesome detail. Demons around every corner, and our brave heroes came in. And I'm telling a true story, but I'm telling it very like embellished and and
the best story
and crazy like that. And I'm gonna do persuasion on that.
All right, go ahead.
The crowd that we are heroes, essentially.
Go ahead and roll it. Nice. Okay. A rousing tale.
Moment.
A Knight's Tale. His crier doing that thing. Yeah. So.
Good people, I missed my introduction, but please, I pray you, hear it now, for I would lay rest the grace in my tongue. Speak plain. Days like these are far too rare to be cheapened with heavy-handed words, and so I'm not saying that any of you whatsoever. So on and so forth. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, that was awesome. Darius, okay. I was going to give a speech, but I think that you've hit everything that I was going to do press conference wise. Like you've already handled that. So I think that with Darius, I have a couple different ideas, mate. Let me kind of spin you what I'm thinking here. Either I would like to utilize either my acrobatics or sleight of hand in order to make sure that I am basically where I need to be, and I'm passing out food and I'm giving rousing, not speeches necessarily, but sharing good words, kind of doing that political thing where I'm making sure that yes, I'm doing good, but kind of like how Robert was doing actual good, healing people.
You want to be seen doing good.
But it got lost in the fray. So I'm making sure that I'm statistically hitting where I need to be at every point.
You want to use acrobatics or sleight of hands to shake hands and kiss babies.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. They're the same outcomes. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, nice. Let's give me something from Crozan and we'll wrap it up.
Perfect. Let me take a look at what Crozan has here. He has a lot of. Actually, Crozan should have been kissing babies. Now that I think about it,
he should use feats of strength, clear rubble, and make the building safe, and would he be doing that kind of stuff?
Crowd control, yeah.
I'm thinking crowd control.
He'd be eating bread into the.
like a t-shirt cannon, but he's just got his arm. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Either way, it's athletics. Give me that.
Giving it to you.
Either way, it's creative.
17.
Nice.
Cool. All right. You are definitely doing a good job, and because you have the ear of Baldur's mouth, you gave him this scoop. You are doing an excellent job of spreading the tale of what happened here. Your version of the story is definitely going to start taking root, and people are cheering for you. And obviously the story is mutating as it passes through the streets because that's just what happens. But yeah, you are, despite Captain Zodge trying to move in and make the Flaming Fists look like the heroes of the hour, your story is weighing over.
And mate, one last thing. Could I spend an inspiration to slip off, do the Bruce Wayne thing, and then have Batman show up, have Kervane the Fox show up, make a big rousing speech about how he was a part of this and he speaks for the people and he fights for them, and kind of just having one of those like, the vigilante is here for the people, and screw the upper city, and their wealth will be shared with the masses. That whole thing.
And Frozen can literally eat the rich. So.
Roll a stealth check and a disguise kit check.
Okay, I'm on it. Let me spend my inspiration. Give me a second. And stealth 16. And you said disguise kit? Okay. What did you want? Dexterity, or what proficiency did you want?
Not dexterity.
Charisma?
I'll take charisma.
Alrighty. And 13.
Okay, decent. So this is
an inspiration. Can I get a bonus?
No.
Hey, that guy looks like Bruce Wayne.
Puts on the glasses. Never mind. Never seen him.
Never seen him before.
All right. As everything is wrapping up, Zodge approaches you guys.
Reya left through the sewers with the body.
Smart.
Ooh, good point.
To go to Joplin's?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Yeah, she'll just drag the body through the sewers. No problem.
I think Darren's going to go with her to just kind of make sure that if he gets harassed, like...
And slobber chops, too.
Sure, send the
just this floating arsenal of doom.
Dude, they don't even have hit points. Don't even fuck with them in the sewers. They'll kill you.
God, there's a point of this campaign. I'm just gonna pop off. It'll be hilarious. Zodge wants a full report.
Can we just say we give him the full report, or do you want us to actually?
No, you can give him you can just say you give him the full report.
We give him the full modified report.
With the redacted report.
Yeah, basically we went down, we roused the forces, we went down there, we snuck around, we confirmed before engaging that they were devil worshippers, and we have backed that up. You can see the consecrated altars, all of the memorabilia, and then finally the pools of bubbling ichor that surround the entire place, all the iconography. We tried to take the Vanthampurs into custody. They refused, instead immolating themselves and summoning a avatar of their dread infernal patron before we had to dispatch that. And from there, we have distributed the goods, found Krieg's body already slain within the vault, and we are taking it to Lady Silvera of Candlekeep in order to ascertain what sort of deal was made that may have led to the downfall of El Terrell.
How about why he was here?
Exactly.
And if there was any infernal or fiendish influence that brought him here. Yeah.
And confirming that Baldur's Gate, much like El Terrell, is facing the same woes that we have. I show him the what do you call that thing? The sap tree prophecy, and that the Vanthampurs had the same plans for El Terrell, for Baldur's Gate, as to what happened in El Terrell, and that right now Darius and his heroes are working towards combating that, and possibly even going to hell itself to rescue those that have been claimed.
Zodge.
So any help that Zod can give us in safeguarding the city would be helpful, especially since we just rescued their jobs from being sent back into being freelance mercenaries.
Okay, it takes a while to get this whole report across. This is a long period of time.
And I feel like it happens like at an HQ, probably not in the middle.
Oh yeah, not in the middle of the villa in the middle of there. Yeah, it's either in the sea tower of Balduran or at a nearby barracks.
Maybe even at Baldur's Gate itself.
Nah. All right. Zodge takes all this into account and says, look, this whole thing has gotten a little bit out of hand. We were hiring you to wipe out some cults that were doing a couple of murders, and now you've gone and offed one of the dukes. And
who was assisting the cults doing the murders.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
The way that you phrase things, Zod, sometimes makes it sound like you're not as appreciative as you could be and understanding the full gravity of what's happening here.
I understand the full gravity of this, and I want to be completely clear that I want as little to do with it as possible. So,
which is exactly why you have the Lesser Raven Guard here.
Yeah, right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna put in a good word for you with the Flaming Fist, because everybody already knows that you've basically just stopped the vote to get us out of here, so that won't be necessary. You have a favor with the Flaming Fist. You can call in. No, we're not going to mobilize the whole damn army to go marching for you, but we owe you one for now. And I'm going to go ahead and say that your job is done.
And we get paid, thank you.
And you get paid. Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm gonna say we get paid double.
Roll persuasion check.
We did just make another large donation to the group in the form of 10 Electrum ingots.
Yeah, but it's Electrum. I mean,
yeah.
All right. I'll go up 50% on what was originally promised.
50% works for me.
But first,
we got all the rest of the money that we needed from that just by raiding everything else. So.
I mean, there was nothing else in there. We shared everything that we came across. Nothing.
Oh yeah. There was only 10 Electrum.
Yep. He looks you each dead in the eye and says, "Yep, absolutely. That's all anyone found down there."
There was only 5 Electrum. Yep, only 1 ingot was recovered.
Yep. Your badges, please.
Oh.
We keep those.
No, I mean, if you want to go through basic training and sign up for the full benefits package.
Yeah, I think we just went through basic training. Your basic training any harder than that?
Darius is going to remind Captain Zaz that not only did we discover the source of the cults and disband them, we found the leadership of Baldur's Gate was also entangled with it. We stopped not only 1, but 2 different dreadlords that were attacking and besieging people in Eastway. We have gone and in less than a week's time done more about ourselves than the rest of the Fist has done in months since all this began. And that, much like Umbarto was saying, not only should we be able to keep our deputized status, likewise, I think that you should put in a good word with them, and I think that the Raven Guard name that I possess should carry a little more weight among your soldiers than it has in the past. I may not be my father, but I am a suitable stand-in and am working, as you can see, to not only safeguard the flame, but also to safeguard the city itself.
Roll persuasion, Matt.
I'm going to use one of my inspirations on this.
All right.
Up, girl. Up.
Because this is very important to me. This is my family's legacy. 21.
All right. The party now has 2 favors with the Flaming Fist, and he agrees to let you stay deputized until Liara Portier gets here.
Shit.
And then it's up to her.
When is that?
She'll probably be here in a couple 10 days.
Okay. And we'll probably be in hell by then anyway.
Right. Or at least Candlekeep. I mean, really.
Yeah. Like, honestly, you can tell Zodge this is not according to code. You're not supposed to let people just stay indefinitely deputized. But he really doesn't want to have this argument with you guys, and so he's just kicked it up the chain.
By the way, who is Zodge in regards to like the chain of command around here?
Oh, he's not in charge. He's like mid-level. I could pull up the whole thing. He's got some sway, but he's like a district sort of level. He's not the chief of police.
No, yeah, for sure. I feel like Darius would want to talk to that person. We don't have to do it right now necessarily, but I think Darius would want to actually find like whoever. I know that once Leora shows up, she's going to be like, pretty head honcho-ish. But the stuff that not only our party has done, but Darius trying to kind of safeguard his family's line, I feel like he would really try and take that and say, hey, my dad was in charge of the Flaming Fist. He was the one who kind of brought you guys here, and gave you the status that you have, and I'm trying to safeguard that, and I feel like we need a little more leeway on your guys' part.
We can add that to the notes. We'll try to have that conversation down the line.
I'll add that to the notes.
You are each paid 300 gold pieces.
Woohoo!
Matt, if you wouldn't mind adding that to Crozan.
Yes.
And you've accomplished another quest, which is your original quest to Zodge.
Yay.
Hey.
Okay, all the money has been added.
Up or down, dude?
Now, the Cult of the Dead 3 could return. Those gods aren't dead. They're going to keep looking for followers, but, there should always be heroes to rise to oppose them, and it's not going to be your job anymore.
Perfect. Well, considering that I am the scion of Baldur's Gate, I will always rise to oppose those that seek to damage my people.
And that's game.
And that's game. GG, everybody. I'm going to hand out XP.
Yay. If you didn't already, make sure you add your +2 XP from earlier. I know I did.
have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on top of that, each of you receives 1,156 experience points.
So what are we at now?
Should be 10,187.
And I think the next level's at 14?
I believe you're right. Mate, you said it was 1,156, right?
1156.
Yep, so yeah. 10,187.
So I think you're 4,000 XP away from leveling up.
That's sick. That's sick.
So, yep, that's what it is. Well, congratulations, everyone. We have completed the first quest in the game. In episode 23.
How long have we been at this game?
A while. Yeah, like a year.
We're not a year, are we? Are we a year?
Oh yeah, we started before COVID.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
God, we're over a year in this game. That's amazing.
And we're close
You
to
guys, congratulations to us. And thank you, chat, for being here along the way and helping us and giving us challenges and then rewarding us with sweet Electrum that we don't care about.
In our next episode, the team will tend to their business in Baldur's Gate, decide if there's any side quests they want to wrap off, possibly go in pursuit of the Shield of the Hidden Lord before making their way to Candlekeep. So, until then, everybody, thank you. Have a good one.